Hi traders, it's Roberto, and this is another tutorial for the mentorship program series. And I'm going to just review the non-farm payroll release on May 3rd, 2013. This strategy is called straddle, and it's quite simple. We isolate the previous two 1 hour candles for the release. Here's a 1 hour candle, here's another 1 hour candle. So what I do is I draw a horizontal line on the top and the bottom of that channel. And then I place a limit order 5 pips above the swing high. And I place a buy order and a sell order 5 pips below the swing low. Wait for the announcement. There was the reaction. Typically, news events last for about 2 hours. And notice here we had 1 hour candle, 2 hour candle. The third candle was a color change candle. And usually that's my exit. News events usually last the average about 2 hours. Even on a non-farm payroll. This may retrace and then turn around and head north again because we are in an uptrend on the N pairs right now. But when we trade news events, it's good to stay in at least 2 hours if the numbers are there, if a deviation is hit. The numbers were extremely positive. We had a drop in unemployment and the employment numbers increased. So there was no conflict in the unemployment and employment numbers. So this was the reaction to the news event. And what I'd like to do is trade at least 4 of the yen pairs. And here we had 82 pips on New Zealand yen, 125 pips on the pound yen, Aussie yen 107 pips, 85 pips in New Zealand yen, and I forgot one important currency. Let me just pull that out. And that was the Canadian yen. And again, here's the 2 hours, the high and low of these 2 hours prior to non-farm payroll. Entry was at 97.16. For a buy, a sell was 96.80. Price went up. I exited when that first red candle printed, so the next candle I exited at around 98, and that was 84 pips. And potential of 500 pips in a matter of 2 hours on a non-farm payroll. Now I do trade these with other news events, home sales, retail sales, GDP. Like a couple of weeks ago we had GDP numbers out of the UK and they were positive. And here's the pound dollar chart on April 25th. This is the UK GDP news event, and again I straddle the last 2 hours. So there was a sell limit order at 152.77, a sell stop and a buy stop at 153.31. And again, price, a trade was taken, was triggered at this level, and the exit would have been that first red candle that was printed. So that was about 117 pips on that trade. And again, it's just very simple strategy. I just straddle the swing high and the swing low of the previous 2 hours before the news release. I place horizontal lines top and bottom, place a buy stop above the horizontal line, which is 153.31, and a sell stop below that swing point. Actually, I'm sorry, the swing point actually is not, it's right there at 152.85, so the entry would have been about 152.80. And then the exit is when that first red candle appears on the 1 hour chart. And usually news events, high impact news events, last for at least 2 hours. This was the first hour, second, third, fourth, fifth hour. Stayed in this trade until that color change candle. It did retrace, recovered. As you can see, the market just continued to go north because GDP numbers actually set the tone of that currency for about a month. on this chart, we're looking at pound yen on April 5th, non-farm payroll release. Same thing. Isolated the last two 1 hour candles. Here's the swing high, the swing low. See how it touched the lower band and then turned around and went north? This release we actually had mixed numbers. We had the unemployment numbers improve, but the non-farm employment change went down. So there was this first reaction, and we just needed to wait till it either broke 5 pips below, and it didn't break 5 pips below, but it did break 5 pips above. And again, remember, the market will rally at least 2 hours. It rallied for 3 hours, and here was the first red candle, and that was the exit. So the entry was 146.68, and the exit was about here at 148.51. That was a total of 171 pips in just a matter of 3 hours. Okay, so there you have it. Non-farm payroll, GDP report, any high impact news events, you can use this method of trading. So see everyone in the trade room next week, and have a good weekend.